Hey, before the video begins, can anyone tell me how to get rid of this crosshair? I've been playing this game for 10 years. I can't do it. Has this ever happened to you?
Man, I'm so poor, I've got to start saving money.
Ugh, Steam Black Friday sale. 95% off Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. DayZ is still full price, and Halo is $10. Oh my god, I still can't afford any of it. I've been asked before, Cosley, Big Gamer 1, how do you have so many video games? I thought you were a broke editor. That I am, but what I've personally learned over the years as a PS, Xbox, and PC gamer is that if you wait for the perfect moment, you can buy the greatest game ever made for like $2. Playing it is a whole other issue I don't want to get into right now. That library sits untouched except for TF2, Borderlands, and the like 6 different roguelikes I swap between whenever I need a quick dopamine hit. I'm fairly certain all of these games I bought on sale, by the way. The Borderlands franchise, for example, goes on sale fairly often, and when it does, you can buy the entire game collection for what you'd usually pay for one game. Titanfall 2, a favorite of mine, is almost on sale as much as it's not, and I genuinely cannot stress this enough. $3 is a steal for one of the greatest first-person shooter games ever released. Only 8 hours long on average, Titanfall 2 breaks the entire genre with its systematic level design and I'm sorry, I should save that for its own video. Buy Titanfall 2. But why are these Steam sales so important? Why is it so much better to wait for even a 20% off price tag? That sounds stupid now that I'm saying it out loud. Less money is almost always better. Right? Well, anyone who plays more than the yearly releases should know that buying video games gets expensive really fast. If you want everything the new Call of Duty game offers, you need to drop $100 on a game that looks like this. Even a great game that completely turned around its development like No Man's Sky is $60 at full price. If you don't have other responsibilities or don't spend as much time on gaming as someone like me, that's a really steep price for entry. I find myself really hesitant to buy anything with that big price tag, even if I know it's going to be good. A recent release by Embark Studios, Arc Raiders, is a quickly evolving PvPvE extraction shooter that rivals the gameplay and quick decisions of games like Helldivers 2 and Titanfall 2. No, I won't stop. EA, you know what I want. Ark is $40, completely worth it for its community interaction alone, but also its movement, enemy AI, gunplay, but even then, I'm still waiting for it to go on sale. As much as you might not think about it that much, $40 is a lot of money. It's a decent commitment to something. And even if you want to, if you're time limited, it's super hard to commit to such an in-depth experience like Ark, which is why we utilize the big sales. Doom the Dark Ages, 50% off. Halo Infinite, 67% off. Psychonauts 2, 80% off. Battlefront 2 was just 90% off. That's $3.79, by the way. That's like almost a Wendy's 4 for 4. If you're smart with when and what you buy, the savings will be exponential. Me personally, I've probably saved thousands of dollars because most of what I buy has that little green tag. It makes me so happy. It makes me want to buy and consume. Still, I've spent more on Steam alone than I'm willing to admit to anybody, myself included. I'll be the first one to admit the system is designed to get your attention like this. It is in fact a marketing tactic. One that works pretty well for a smart consumer. I do fall into the pit of buying a game I have no intention to play right now fairly often. And honestly, it's a serious issue with how many of my games are actually unplayed. But if you are smart, just wait for the title you want to play to go on sale and don't buy anything else. Like Military Incremental Complex, a game that makes me uncomfortable to look at. To be fair, you could also just play free games. There's honestly a bunch of really good ones. Cloud Climber, Cry of Fear, Emily is Away, Entropy Zero and its sequel, Garten of Banban Zero. Grimm's Hollow is actually a real recommendation, go play that. But hey, if you're tired of Steam, it's not the only gaming platform, I think. Even if it's the only one I actually use. GOG Galaxy has pretty frequent sales. Not as good as Steam's usually, but if you buy something on GOG, you do own it. Whereas purchasing something on Steam just grants you a license to play. The Epic Games Store, you know, the thing you only downloaded so you can play Fortnite, has free games all the time. It's actually kind of crazy how many games they give out. There's no way that's lucrative. Actually, unless they designed it that way to give players a second reason to download the Epic Games Launcher. It's working, I'm talking about it. I will say though, I have never launched any of the free games I've claimed. If it doesn't log my hours on Steam, I don't care about it. I also forgot to mention something. The demos are awesome. So many games have demos and you can play their first chapter or sometimes just a dumbed down version of the actual game. But demos are pretty plentiful. Also itch.io. I don't think I mentioned itch.io in the video. It's actually a pretty big game marketplace. Great for little free indie games. Just throwing that in there. Moving on, Humble Bumble is the cheapest way to get games. period. They almost always have bundles, humble ones, that you can purchase for a way lower cost than the collection of games. The Black Friday sale that just happened had 15 highly rated games with a value of $269 on sale for $15. 15! That's like 3 Wendy's Biggie Bags. That's like 1 Fortnite back bling!
I love Fortnite! Oh my god, Fortnite! Oh my god, I love Fortnite!
This is how you artificially boost your library count without actually spending $10,000. Humble has other deals outside the gaming space, by the way. Books, game design tools, board games, software, a bunch of really cool stuff. And each purchase, which you can choose to pay more than listed, has a small percentage go to charity. If you want to buy games, this is all around one of the best ways to do it. Not to mention you can buy these games individually. Sometimes their sales are better than Steam's. Yeah, but I don't care about that. It doesn't give me any Steam points. Actually, that doesn't matter. I already filled out the seasonal badge. There's also Fanatical, which I don't know much about, to be honest, but I've been told it's super trustworthy. What's not trustworthy is most other game storefronts. Anything not mentioned in this video that's trying to sell you keys is probably either a scam or possibly selling stolen keys that won't work after you buy them because the dev already burned the codes. Alright, that was a lot of information. Where do you start? Well, aren't you in luck? I've got some games I'd highly recommend that go on sale all the time. Borderlands 2. I really want to talk about this game in depth, so I'll leave it short for now. This is one of the greatest looter shooters, dare I say, games ever made. It has thousands of gun combinations, a whole bunch of shields, grenades, and relics to equip and mess around with. Not to mention the like 400 side quests, one where you need to literally jump off a cliff for Handsome Jack.
I will pay you to kill yourself. I've got a perfect spot all picked out for you. And you don't want to? That's fine. Call the Hyperion Suicide Prevention Hotline and you'll get nothing. You want a huge reward? You jump off that cliff and become my bitch. Okay. I guess you just killed yourself.
Oh hey, Handsome Jack!
People of Pandora, this is Handsome Jack, your hero.
Borderlands 2 has one of the greatest villains of all time.
Hey, how did freckles suck?
Now you might be confused after I said that. Most game villains only appear for 2 cutscenes and then die, but this one is genuinely different. Jack taunts you through audio logs and in-game comms throughout the entire campaign, and is referenced in DLC and follow-up content. His presence makes everything you do, every mission you complete, every character you talk to, feel like it's leading up to something. Jack's role in the game sorta reminds me of GLaDOS in Portal 1, always sort of present in the background. Initially not super intimidating, until you get further and further into the story and start to realize this antagonist is a lot deeper than you thought. Side note, speaking about Portal and sales, Portal and a bunch of other Valve games are like $2 right now. Don't worry though, if you miss out, they do this every Christmas so you can get it next year. The midpoint of the story, where a lot of FPS is either make or break, is one of the highlights of the Borderlands franchise, in no small part to Jack. The whole game is $5 if you buy it on sale.
Good evening, boys and girls, ladies, and a gentleman. Turn the lights down low and shut your faces as I wrap you in the cozy blanket of a story as heartwarming and soft as a mother's kiss. Or is it?
BattleBlock Theater, usually $4.49 on sale, is a classic yet almost forgotten Xbox 360 gem. Hey, see what I did there? Gem? It's both a single player and multiplayer campaign. It does have an arena mode, but I get pissed off when somebody throws one of those damn grenades. It has a comedic story with some darker undertones, with gameplay focusing mostly on platforming and puzzle solving. The cool part is, because the puzzles have to adapt to player count, you'll get a much different experience playing on easy single player than you would on hard multiplayer. And look, you can play as a Castle Crusher. Wow, I love Castle Crushers. Alright, last one, but I have to disclose, I have not finished this game. Outer Wilds is a game that probably needs no introduction. It's almost always 40% off, and because of that, you can play one of the most beautiful and touching experiences for only $14.99. Outer Wilds follows you, a lone explorer setting off from your own home to explore this tiny little solar system. You fly your own ship, which has challenging controls, but once you master them, it feels great going from planet to planet. Each body having its own lore, secrets, and mysteries to discover. I haven't found everything, and I already feel the need to shill this game. There's so many great titles out there, AAA and indie alike, that you can obtain for so much less money than you might be paying for right now. As someone who absolutely treasures these experiences, especially the more linear ones, buying these cheap is a necessity, and I hope I broaden your horizons a bit. So, after all that, what do I want you to take from this video? You should buy Titanfall 2.